Okay, so now what you guys are going to do is it says you're going to use all 3 of your line plots to complete the following. And it says compare the 3 line plots and write one sentence to describe how the plots are alike and how they are different. So you're going to put alike and you're going to put different. And if I turn over and look at these plots again, and I know you can't see them all very well in one screen. There we go, I got it. How can you tell me what's kind of going on with these plots? Okay, how are they alike? How are they different? Well, how they're alike is they're all measuring the same thing. They all have the same amount of data points on here. They're all measured in inches. How they're different when I look at the 3 of them is they're spread out more. When I start up here, I had pencils that 2 pencils had the same type of measurement. Then when I came down here, I only had 1 pencil that had the same measurement. And when I ended this, I did not have any pencils that had the same equal measurement. So that's kind of how it would be different. Go ahead and if you need to, pause it to write your sentences, but make sure that you do that. The next one says, what is the difference between the measurements of the longest and shortest pencils on each of the 3 line plots? So I'm going to do plot 1, plot 2, and plot 3. And it wants to know what's the difference between the longest and the shortest. So on the first one, I'm going to take a look at the longest, and I have 7. And my shortest is 3. So I'm going to set up my subtraction sentence, which is going to be 7 minus 3, and the difference is 4 inches. Okay, I'm going to take a look, and I'm going to look back at the second plot, and I'm going to look at my plot here, and I'm going to do 7, and instead of writing 7.5, I'm going to do 7 2/4 because that is what my measurement is in. So I've got 7 2/4 and I have 2 3/4. So if I had 7 2/4 minus 2 3/4, well, here's where I have a problem. I can't do 2 minus 3. So what I have to do is I need to borrow. That 7 is going to turn into a 6 because I've borrowed 1 and I've turned it into 4/4. So instead now I have 6 4/4 and 2/4. So I need to add these 2 together, which 4 plus 2 is going to give me 6/4. And I'm going to subtract 2 3/4. So now I have 6 minus 2 is 4. 6 minus 3 is 3/4. So the difference in inches is 4 3/4. Now our data might just be a little bit different because if we were doing true pencil measurements, not ones that I just kind of pulled out of my head, we would start to see that the pencils might get a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, depending on where it goes. So this one, not necessarily are we going to be able to say, okay, hey, this is what's going to happen with this. So make sure that you guys just kind of know that because I made up these plots for this one. Okay, so then on problem 3, we have 2 and let's see, our biggest one is 7 and 1, 2, 3, 4 eighths. So I'm going to put 7 and 4 eighths, and I need to subtract 2 and 7 eighths. So I've got 2 and 7 eighths. Okay, so I can't do this math right here. Okay, so I'm going to have to borrow like I did up here. So I'm going to turn that 7 into a 6, and that 1 that I borrowed is going to be 8 eighths. So then what I need to do is I need to take 8 plus 4, which is going to give me 12 eighths. And I'm going to subtract 2 and 7 eighths. And I'm going to get 6 minus 2 is 4, and then 12 minus 7 is 5 eighths. Okay. And it says, write a sentence describing how you could create a more precise ruler to measure your pencil strip. Now to create a more precise, I'm going to label this inches. To create a more precise pencil strip, what would happen is you would continue to make your inches continue to be smaller. So you might have a 9th, a 10th, a 12th. Maybe you would make a pencil strip that would be to a 12th of an inch. So I want you guys to write a sentence describing how could you create a more precise ruler to measure your pencil strip.